Hello and welcome to this YouTube presentation on an example of a stakeholder's deliverable. My name is Charles Richter and I'm the Principal Consultant of Repose Pty Limited. In April 2007, the Prime Minister of Australia, the Honourable Kevin Rudd, invited 1,000 of Australia's finest minds to a summit in Canberra. The summit can be found on www.australia2020.gov.au. The purpose of the summit was to, quote, help shape a long-term strategy for the nation's future, unquote. In the Prime Minister's opening address, he asked the delegates to consider 4 overarching principles, the 10 major issues confronting Australia, as well as coming up with a new way of governing Australia, and to come up with their ideas on all of these. Over 900 ideas were raised, and 2 years later, in April 2009, the government finally agreed to consider 9 of them. This presentation will only look at the 4th topic, namely, a new way of governing, as the current structure of ministerial portfolios needs to be reformed if one is to start addressing this prime ministerial request. This is an example of the deliverable used by the Information or Repose Architect Grade 1, which I'll describe later on. This is used as the raw input. This organisation chart was extracted from the portfolios from the Australian Federal Government. See www.aph.gov.au/library/PARL/42/ministry/ministry.htm. I will use this flat structure or peer-to-peer structure to demonstrate how a Repose Architect Grade 1 could produce an alternative government structure for a new virtual political party called AVCOM, or A Priori Virtual Community. And a priori means not derived from experience or self-evident. Unfortunately, due to the constraints of YouTube, the font size I am using will make the reading of this and subsequent slides almost illegible. Please view the Business Analyst presentation for more details about the Repose Architect Grade 1. This is the deliverable once the Repose Architect Grade 1 has completed the refinement. As you can probably see from this organization chart, which is read from left to right, top to bottom, there is one and only one head. Call it the Prime Minister or President or Prime Elder. There will be 4 second level or senior managers or ministers who report directly to the primary level position and who, in the absence of the primary, hold the primary position on a rotation basis. Within each senior minister or manager, there will be a total of 11 third level positions. During the absence of any secondary level position or lower, the post will be held by the higher post unless the lower position leaves, and then the position will be passed on to someone in the next lower level. This slide is merely a continuation of the table introduced in the previous slide. A notable point is that the Minister of Health is senior to the Minister of Employment. As a country's health depends on employment, resources and distribution, the next level minister managed the employment portfolio, followed by the Minister of Professions. The Health Care Minister would report to the Minister of Professions. This table is a continuation of the previous table. In the existing flat structure organization chart, there are approximately 46 ministers, of which 43 make up the cabinet. The rest of the portfolios are spread amongst secretarial positions. In AVCOM's model, it could be made up to 66 portfolios, with a minimum of 16 cabinet positions and ministers seconded to the cabinet depending on needs. For example, if discussions revolve around common health matters, then the cabinet will be made of the 16 senior ministers and 27 lower level ministers, making a total of 43, which is almost the same as the present situation. This leaves the other ministers to get on with their work. As I mentioned earlier, this is merely an alternative to the existing structure. The second deliverable of the Repose Architect Grade 1 is the purpose statement for AVCOM, which reads, quote, the purpose of AVCOM is to thrive in times of abundance, survive in times of austerity, and always resist succumbing to the malicious actions of any community that seeks to impose the hardships of poverty, disease, hate, and ignorance upon AVCOM. AVCOM will achieve its purpose by promoting the benefits of common wealth or prosperity, common welfare or robustness, common good or esteem, and common sense or perceptiveness. AVCOM will now prepare its benefits. Unquote. Perhaps this purpose statement could be extended to that of not only the Australian government, but also for all governments of the world. In closing, I'd like to thank you for viewing this presentation. The PDF of this presentation is available at a small fee should you want to assist us further the aims of repose.com and especially repose.org. You can find the aims of repose.org on www.repose.org. You can reach me by sending an email to charles.richt@repose.com. The next presentation you may want to look at covers an introduction to Repose, which leads into the 3 categories of stakeholders mentioned in the stakeholder presentation. Once again, thank you for your attention.